This conference will now be recorded.
Yesterday we were discussing about Docker commands and then Docker architecture. So I have pasted in the repo. You can check it here inside this. What is Docker? So this is like the way you answer in the interviews and the advantages. Docker architecture. We discussed already this Docker architecture, and I have written the content here. And there is Docker commands file also, how we install Docker, and then the Docker commands we discussed everything. We noted down. I noted down here. And other than this, yeah, these are the Docker commands. Today we will discuss Docker file, how to create our custom images using Docker file. Okay. So what is Docker file? Docker file is a way of creating custom images. It's a declarative way. Declarative means you declare what you want. If everything syntax is correct, then Docker will create the image for you. So Docker file is a declarative way of creating custom images. Usually you include base OS and some libraries, application runtime, and your code, and you pack it as an image and you transfer the image to all environments. That is how we follow the process. When we write Docker file, the command you use to build the image is docker build -t means tagging. What is the repo name and what is the image name and what is the tag? Tag means version. If you don't give any tag, it will take it as latest. And how you push Docker image is just Docker push and then giving the full path of your image. So this is the Docker file. Now we can create all our Docker files and then pushing it to our Docker Hub. Yesterday, when we are discussing, our instance got stuck. The reason is the CPU utilization was around more than 90% actually. So that's why the system got hanged, because we ran MySQL instances. MySQL containers will take a lot of memory. Ours is a T2.micro free tier eligible. Okay, that is the problem. Now I logged into this instance. Mm, okay, I will create. Okay, here I created Docker files repo. Now let us discuss. We can refer the official Docker implementation, Docker file reference. Then we can discuss all these commands. Okay. Now here let us take the first instruction is from. I'll create one folder from. The name should be Docker file. Okay. The first instruction should be from in any Docker file. It refers base OS. Base OS. Okay. I'm taking from. Let us take CentOS. Okay, that's it. The instruction is usually capitals and then the base OS name. You can use the version, for example, 8. Okay. Now this is Windows.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I cannot see the screen.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I didn't share. Sorry.
It's okay, cool, no problem.
Shiva, actually, I have joined from mobile, So I'm thinking like whether I need to enable any option to see
No,
the
nothing,
screen.
nothing, nothing. Sorry, yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm referring the Docker file from the official Docker website. Here we can see and then we can practice these instructions. From is the first instruction your Docker file should have, and the syntax is when you need to build the image, the command is docker build -t for tagging your image, your repo name, image name, and colon tag means version. Dot refers to the current directory. Okay, this is the command to build the Docker image. Docker file, the definition is this one. It's a simple, in my own words, not a bookish definition. You can also repeat the same in the interviews. And how you push the Docker image to the hub is just docker push command and the full path of the image. Okay. So now let us start with from. From is the first instruction your Docker file should have. It refers base OS. Now I need Docker to build this image, but I don't have Docker in my laptop. So I'm using Git, and then I will push this content to our GitLab, and then in our Linux server, I will pull the content. Okay. So here I will create one more repo. Docker files. Okay, I will push this. One option initial branch. Okay, just use git init and then git remote. Okay, git add, git commit. Okay, we got it. Similarly, I need to pull this.
One thing I could not understand this
Yeah,
in that what is that it's on VS Code editor. There is a command line, so that command this particular command line belongs to your local laptop. It is
yeah, this is local laptop.
okay.
Git bash.
In this terminal, we are running some commands, right? It's doing what local in your laptop? That part I'm not able to understand.
This is like mini Linux for Windows, Git bash. We use it for the Git projects. You can use Linux commands in this up to some extent, not completely. You can use
So,
bash also. You can use, I mean, command prompt also here.
okay. So, all this will be executed in your local laptop. Here it is.
Yeah, in my local laptop. You can use PowerShell, Git bash, or command prompt, anything your wish.
Okay.
Just you need to be
Okay.
in this directory and run your commands. That's it.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so we have Docker file. The syntax is docker build -t, and you give your repo name. My repo name is from, and version I will give it as v1, and then dot. Okay, docker build -t for tagging, and then you refer something from :v1 dot. Now it will build it. Okay, it is pulling CentOS 8 from the Docker Hub, and then it built the image. Now if you see Docker images, you can see CentOS 8. Okay, 230 MB. So this is the from instruction. Let's go to the next instruction, run. Run is to install some libraries. I told you, right, your Docker image will have base OS and some application dependencies or libraries. How you install libraries is using through run command. Run will run at the time of build. Okay, anyhow, first should be from instruction. I'm giving CentOS 8. Now I want to install Nginx. How you install? Using run instruction. Give run yum install Nginx -y. Okay. Here important point is run will execute at the time of image building. Usually we install dependencies using run. Okay, now let us see. I'm pushing it here, and then I'll pull it here. Okay, the syntax is docker build -t name of the image :version. Okay, so it is saying fail to download metadata for repo, no URLs in mirror list. So let us do one thing first, run yum update.
Do we
Okay,
need to add
let me,
sudo to
what?
in the command? Do we need to add the word sudo in between front line sudo yum update?
By default, it will take it as sudo. Otherwise, you will get the error as you need sudo access.
Okay.
Okay, actually CentOS is deprecated. Instead of CentOS, we got Alma Linux. Red Hat changed something 1 year back. So Alma Linux is also just like CentOS. Now let us do with Alma Linux. I need to pull. Okay, so we got the images. So we got our run image v1. It has 317 MB because we updated and we installed Nginx. Okay, so this is how you install libraries using run command. And then let's go to the next one, CMD. Suppose I got the image. If I want to run the image, how you run? Docker run, for example, Docker run and the image name. Image name is also run v1. Okay, so this is how you run, right? Docker image, Docker run colon v1. Now if you see Docker ps, your image is not running. It got exited because I created the image. I didn't mention how to run this image. This run command will only execute at the time of building the image, but run command will not execute at the time of creation of container. Okay, run is only to install the dependencies libraries, but not container. If you want to run the container, you should have a CMD command. So this CMD will instruct container how to run the image. Okay, now let us use CMD. This is a very important question actually. Run will execute at the time of image building. To create and run the container, you should have CMD. Okay. For example, now I'm using same Alma Linux 8 and then run yum update -y and then run yum install nginx -y. Now I need to run the container, so that I should specify the command to run it. Okay, like this. We need to search the command how to run nginx in foreground in Docker. This is the command. You can see here, this one. You should remember the command you give should run infinite time to keep the container running. Okay.
Shiva, in first run command, you missed a yum. Why you yum?
Oh, sorry. Okay. Docker build -t and then even dot. See, now you got the image created. Okay, how you run this image again? Docker run cmd :v1. Now, since it is running in foreground, it attached to the session. Okay, we need to run it in background, right, to come out of the session. So for that purpose, we give -d to detach the session. You know this already. Now, if you see Docker ps, we have it running cmd :v1. We installed nginx and we are running nginx. Okay. Now you know, I will kill it first. Docker remove -f docker ps -a. If you give -q, so what will happen is you will get all the running container IDs. Okay. To remove all at a time, docker remove -f docker ps -a-q. Okay, I'm getting the container IDs from here and I'm passing to the docker rm command. Now your all containers removed at a time. Okay, docker images, docker run -d. I need to expose the port. I will expose 8081, Nginx port 80, and then cmd:\v1. So you know this already. Yesterday we discussed how to attach the port, how to detach the session, all those things. Now if you see docker ps, your Nginx is running. Now how you check it? Take the IP address of your host, and give 8081. Okay, welcome to Nginx on Alma Linux. You are able to run it. Okay, so this is very important. What is the difference between run and CMD? You should answer like run executes at the time of image building. CMD is the command to create and run the container. Okay, so now we are able to get the base OS, install the libraries, and we are able to run it as a server. Now let's go to the next instruction. Run cmd. First, let's go to the copy. Copy is if you want to copy something into your images. For example, I have a repo here. I need to copy something into the image from my local. How can you do that? That is using copy command. Okay. For example, I have Nginx running. I want to deploy some website into it. How can you do that? Using copy. Let us do that now. Copy Docker file. Just copy all these things from here. Okay, I installed Nginx. I'm running it. And then before that, CMD should be the last instruction. Remember. Before that, I need to copy something. Copy. I have a website QI. I will show you this. For example, imagine this website is developed by developers. I'm copying it. I'm copying it to the repo. Okay, so imagine this is a website developed by the developer, some HTML file, some images, some JavaScript files, all those things. Okay, in real time, this will be developed by the developer. Now you have to copy like copy QI star to which directory? What is the Nginx directory? Nginx HTML directory. Here you need to copy. User share Nginx HTML. Okay. I'm copying contents of QI folder here into inside the image. When you install Nginx, you will get this. If you want to see, you can go right here. How to log in the container? Docker exec take IT interactive mode and then container ID space bash. Now you are inside the container. Just go here, user share nginx HTML. Here you need to copy your websites. Okay.
Shiva, having one question.
Yeah.
So when we are deploying the front-end application using our Docker, is the path will be the different? And when we copy the things from a manually?
No, we don't copy manually. Yeah, this is not a manual thing. This is through instruction, right?
Okay.
For
Okay,
example, imagine this is application repository, application code. There, usually Docker file will be written by developers, okay? Not DevOps.
Oh,
You will just instruct them how to write.
uh-huh. Okay, sure.
Okay. So how this you are getting this index, all these things, Nginx logo is from this directory. User share Nginx HTML. Here index Nginx logo, some PNG file, all these things. Okay. This is the default. Let us create one additional directory here, like run mkdir -p. -p means if it does not exist, it will create. If it exists, it will not create. qi. Okay, I'm creating a directory qi in this folder, and let me copy the contents to here. Okay, now let us check this. Okay, to come out of the container, Control D. Okay, pull. Okay, Docker build -t, name of the repo, and then v1 dot. Okay, this got created. If you see Docker images, we got copy. Okay, now how you run? Docker run copy colon v1. Now let us see. Let me run into detached mode. Let us go inside the container. Docker exec means execute -it interactive container ID bash. Go to user share nginx HTML. Here you got qi directory, and here you see all our contents are copied. Okay. Now let me remove this and run properly with detached mode. Okay. Docker run -d for detached -p 8082. I'm giving port number 80 and then copy colon v1. Now it is running. Let's go and test this. Just give /qi because our project is in qi folder. Sorry, 8082.
Do we need to enable the port?
8082.
No?
I enabled all the ports.
Okay.
Okay, we got something, but there is some CSS, some mistake. Let me run it in a different browser. Okay, we are getting the content, but there is something with the folder path. QI index details assets. We got index details. There is no assets copied here. Okay, some folder mismatch happened. QI index details assets. Okay, we need to do something like this. These are simple things we don't know or we don't remember exactly how to copy entire folder using copy Docker. Just mention your folder name and then here. Okay, I will comment this. I'll remove first and then I will run build command and let us run it. Docker exec -it cd user share nginx html. We got QI folder created. Yeah, now it is in proper path. Now if you refresh, you got the nice site. So this is how you deploy your static websites in real time also. Okay, simple. Any doubts still here? Now you can see the Docker file definition. We are taking the base OS, we are installing some libraries, and we are installing some application servers or web servers. We are copying the code, and finally we are creating the image with run command with cmd command. Any doubts still here? Can we run multiple images in Docker file? No, we should have only one base OS. Image is nothing but, for example, if you want to install an operating system in your desktop or laptop, you will download a OS image. That image will have many files. It's not a single file. Similarly, Docker image is also inside many files, base OS plus some additional libraries, applications, code, all those things. Okay. You are packing it as a one application. No doubts? If you understand 50% or 40% also, you need to go and practice again and again. Without practice, you cannot understand completely. You need to watch this video again. You need to practice in your own environment. Okay. Now we discussed from run cmd like this. Now how you push these images to the Docker Hub. Everyone will have Docker Hub credentials. You sign up to it. It's free. Okay, I already have some images. Now I want to push this copy image to here. How can I do that? Is Docker push. Before that, I need to log in. Docker login. Okay, I'm inside the container. Come out of it. Docker login. Succeeded because yesterday I logged in already. Docker command is push and name of your image is copy colon what is the version. That's it. If you are not sure, you can see Docker images. Docker push copy what is the version or tag. Requester access to the resource is denied. Why?
Login is required from this instance
Yeah,
to the Docker
login
hub.
succeed. Yeah. Okay, let me log out. Okay, first time I'm saying this. Okay. So earlier Docker Hub was public. Now it is private. So that is why we need to do something. That something is you need to provide your Docker Hub name. Okay, my Docker Hub name is Techie Trainers. Now let me give it as Docker push Techie Trainers / copy colon v1. Okay, it means Docker will understand where to push this image. Okay, image does not exist locally because I have the images like this. Docker images, just its copy. What you need to do is Docker tag. You need to do like this. Docker tag. Okay, now if you see Docker images, you have this. Now you need to push. Usually in companies, we will not use Docker Hub. We will use our own private registries in Nexus. We can discuss later. Yeah, it is pushed. Now you can go and refresh here. Copy. It's pushed. You can see the tags. Okay. So this is the normal syntax generally. Docker push your Docker Hub username, colon, what is the image, and then tag. If you are pushing to the different repository other than Docker Hub, you need to give Docker push URL slash username slash image name colon tag. So this is the syntax. Since Docker and Docker Hub are from the same company by default, we no need to give this Docker Hub URL. You can give, that is also not a problem. Okay. So this is the command it is showing here. Now if I want to pull, let me remove all these images. Docker RMI -f to remove the image RMI. Docker ps-a-q. I'm removing all the images from my system. Sorry, not ps, images. Okay, I deleted all the images. Now there is nothing except few. I can remove these also. First, let me remove the containers. Okay, I don't have any images. I don't have any running also. Now, if you want to pull the image from the library and directly run it, now I use this image, I pushed it. You can directly pull it and use it. Okay, or you push it to the Docker Hub, to your Docker Hub. I can pull it and then I can use it. How can I pull? Docker run using this. Techie trainers, copy. What is the tag? V1. You can pull, you can create, you can start. Instead of that, you can directly give Docker run. Now you can give -d -p 8083 like this. It will directly do it. So it is not able to find locally. It is pulling from the Docker Hub and then it will run. Similarly, you pull your images to Docker Hub, I can use it. Now if you see Docker PS, you got your running. And then let's just give 8083/QI. Okay. Any doubts still here? You need to practice this. How to create your own Docker files, how to build it, how to run it locally, how can you expose the port, how to push it to the Docker Hub, how to pull from other users. All these things you need to practice. Okay, let's go to the next instruction. Label. You see how simple it is to just deploy a website within minutes using Docker. Now the next instruction is label. Same Docker file. Okay. Now I can directly refer my image from the Docker Hub. like this. Okay, or I can refer directly the image created by you. For example, if you have something like Srinivas has created one copy, I can give here what is the username of Docker Hub of Srinivas. I can give here, I can pull it. On top of it, I can do extra things. Okay. Now label. Label is nothing but to give you some information. You know the label is key value pair. How you, like tags here in instances we have some tags right here. This is the label. What is the key? What is the value? These labels are useful when you are querying or filtering the resources. Okay. So it's just information. It will not do anything functionally. The syntax is label and then key value and the pair. Key value pair, key equal to value like this. You can create multiple labels. For example, I am giving it as label. Project is QI and the environment equal to dev. Like this you can do. Now you go and pull Docker build -t label. In local you can give the path of the image whatever you wish, but while you are pushing to the some other repository you need to follow the instructions. Here to pull, and I install git here in Linux and I install some configuration. Okay, to pull it. To give multiple tags, correct? label project QI environment. It's correct, right? Any other syntax error? Okay, you need to give without spaces. Okay, you got it. So where is this useful is while you are filtering. If you want to see the tags, whether it is created or not, Docker inspect image, you can see label v1. Okay, you can see the labels here. This will be useful at the time of filtering. To check it, how to filter images using label Docker. You need to do like this, Docker images -q. Just waiting for a simple command. filter -f -label equal to key equal to value. Okay, Docker images -f filter -f and then label equal to key equal to value. You see, you got only one image. If you have 20-30 images, how to filter is using labels like this. Okay, that is about label. After that, next instruction is maintainer. It is deprecated. You don't need to use it. You can just use label like this. And expose. Expose is regarding the port. We have our Nginx image, but we don't know what are the ports it exports. For example, you create your own image. You changed from default 80 to something else like 90 or 8081. How the users knows which port it is exposing? That is through the expose. It will not do anything functionally. This is just to provide the information to the users like label. Let us do this. Expose Docker file. Other than expose, how it looks like is, you see, Docker PS. You are running this, and then now let us use expose. Let me copy. Expose port number 80. And the protocol also you can mention. We use TCP for internet. Just give TCP. Docker build -t expose v1 dot. Docker run -d expose v1 Docker ps. Now see, it can clearly give the information to your users. Okay. This is exposing port number 80. That is about expose. Expose and label will not do anything, just to provide the information to the users. And another thing is env. If you want some variables, then you can pass it through the env. You know, env means environment variables, like how we do in the Linux, same. From Alma Linux 8 I use, and then the syntax will be just env, what is the key and what is the value. Env, for example, I am giving db username equal to the key, and then you give the password also. env db password equal to admin 123 like this. Your application will use these environment variables at runtime like this. For example, I give techie trainers copy p1. Okay. Docker build -t env colon v1 dot. Now docker run. Let me give env. See, your username and password got stored here. Okay. If you generally if you run this, right, you run this container docker images docker run -d. How you run -p 8084:80, and then you can give image id or image name. Okay, anything is fine. Now docker ps, you go inside the container and check it. Docker run, sorry, how you go inside the container, docker exec -it container id and take bash. You run env command here. You have your database password and database username. Your application will use this environment variables to connect to other systems or do something. So that is how we use env. Functionality is same as like in Linux or any other technology. Okay, we can stop here today. Any doubts? Everything is
Bro, can
pushed
you show
here.
me the port number?
Yeah.
Port number enabled, bro. How we can enable all the port numbers instead of enabling the individual port
Oh,
numbers?
in AWS?
Yes.
Just security here, security groups,
Mhm.
you enable
Okay.
all TCP. For example, if you want to inbound,
The port
there is a
range is
inbound rules.
due to. Okay.
Edit inbound roles. Here select all TCP. Automatically it will enable. Then you select 0.0.0.
Okay. In between the port range only it will enable, right? It will work, right? 0 to
System will
6,
have
right?
65,535 ports only. It means I am
Okay.
enabling all, I am opening all the ports to all the IP address. If you want some
Okay, got
security, you can have your own live, your IP address only. For
Okay, bro,
example,
got it.
where is it? Here, my IP. If you give, your IP will be taken already. So no one will else open. Okay.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
Any? So how much you understood? Any confusions? Like, are you confident?
No, bro, I'm good. I don't have any confusion.
Okay. Others?
Shiva, one query.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? So,
Yeah, I
for
can.
example, if a container is having a technology or tool which accepts the incoming request and giving the responses in return. So, in that
Okay.
case, uh,
Mhm.
do we need to enable the inbound rules and the outbound rules as well?
This is not related to container. This is related to firewall. This is not related to container technology. You can restrict the traffic. This is security groups. It's not at all related to containers. It's related to the networking or your firewalls. If you want
Okay, let
only
me put
some
like this.
persons. Yeah.
No, okay. If I block the inbound rules at a AWS EC2 level, then I cannot get the incoming request for the container, right?
Yeah, you cannot.
Hello,
Yeah, you cannot
am I
get it if
audible?
you block. Yeah, you are audible.
Okay, okay, okay. So in that case, if my container is, taking the request and processing and giving responses also to the
Yeah,
outside world,
correct. Yeah.
in that case, I need to enable outbound rules also at EC2 level.
Outbound will always be allowed in security groups. By default, all traffic will be allowed.
Okay, and
If
yeah,
you
my doubt got clear. And
yeah,
second thing is port exposing and port mapping, both are same.
no, port exposing is just to give the information to the user. Whether if you don't give also not a problem. This whenever this somebody sees, they can see this container is exposing port number 80. That's it. There is
Port map.
nothing.
So
Port mapping
okay,
is
port
different.
mapping
Port
means
mapping is
the system port will be mapped to the container port. Am I right?
yeah, correct. Whenever you hit system 80 on 8083, your system will forward that request to that particular container.
Okay, got it. And coming to the attached mode and detached mode of the containers, if I have gone inside of the container by using the attached mode, then how
Okay.
could I come out of the
Control D.
container console to the control D?
Control D. Control D.
Control D, it may will it kill the container runtime?
No, it will not kill. It will just
The container will be running
okay.
in the background, right?
Yeah, when the container is attached to the session, anything
Yep.
control D or control C will kill the container. If you are inside the
Yeah.
container, then control D will
Yeah.
not kill. You will just exit out of the container.
Okay. So in the safe mode, in the constructive mode, I can come out of the container by
Yeah,
using
correct.
control D.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Okay, I will
That's all,
upload
Shiva.
this.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I will upload this session in 1 hour. Okay, to same YouTube playlist. You can go and refer. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Thank you, Shivam. Bye.
Thank you.